I spent lockdown in former Soviet Union. There's nothing more terrifying and depressing for an American to spend lockdown in the former Soviet Union. I was in Estonia, okay? I had no friends. I was so lonely, I started checking my spam folder, okay? Did anyone else do that? Was that just me? You know, just started checking the spam folder, fell in love with a Nigerian prince, right? And you would go to the only places that were open at the time. You know, you couldn't go to nightclubs, you couldn't go to bars, so I would go to supermarkets like it was a nightclub, trying to meet someone. Because Tinder didn't work for me in Europe. I don't know what it is, but like girls see me on Tinder and they're like, oh, he's cute, but he could be a refugee. I think people think that. They think I'm swiping with a spear barefoot in the middle of a jungle like, ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, it's a match! Nazavenya! I'm not doing that, right? And I was there so much, I'd buy one item, go back, and then get another item a few hours later. The Russian security guards started to recognize me. And they'd be like, oh, look who it is again. Obama! I had nicknames for him too. I was like, yeah, good to see you, Stalin. All right. And I was in there and I ended up bumping into this really attractive Estonian girl. First person I talked to. Beautiful. Had a conversation. And then she's telling me, I was like, what do you do in the wintertime? She's like, well, you know, so we don't jump off a bridge. We go winter swimming. I go every Sunday with my grandmother. You can come if you want to. Winter swimming. I thought from California, I'm thinking, oh, winter swimming. Indoors, heated pool, Wi-Fi, it'll be easy, right? You know, one of my only other options are a Nigerian prince. So I was like, fuck this shit, let's go. And we get there. She sends me just a dot on a map, a location. And I'm thinking it's going to be like the center for winter swimming. No, it's just the Baltic Sea next to a former military base. And she gets there, she's like, we're here, isn't it great? It's such a beautiful day. I was like, yeah, if you're a fucking polar bear, maybe? It's -3, right? And she drops her coat and has on a black bikini. Beautiful body. And in the background is a bunker and barbed wire from the 80s. It was like Baywatch, Siberia edition. Frozen tundra with titties. So she goes down this metal ladder into water so cold. I've never seen this before. You ever see water so cold it's black? Right? Even the color blue is like, yeah, fuck it, too cold for me. I'm not doing this shit. And then there's this little like ice around it, and then there's this fucking hole. And she goes down in there, and she's like, oh, it's warm today, come on in. I'm like, no, this is how you kill the foreigners. I'm not doing this shit. She's like, oh, come on in, don't be bitch. Don't be bitch. And so I go in, and normally you go and dip your toes in cold water, but for whatever reason, I just thought this was a better idea. Just teabagging it a little bit, right? And as soon as my nuts hit the water, my genetics were like, we were not designed for this. Get out before the system shuts down! And I let go like when you're scuba diving, right? I just splashed in like, ah! And she's trying to coach me through it. She's like, breathe, relax. And I'm like, ah! I stayed 3 seconds. That's all I could take. I get the fuck out. I'm doggy paddling to the ladder. She stays for another minute. And then after that, this fucking Estonian grandmother gets out of the water. She was in there this entire time. I don't know how the hell we missed her. She had one of those circular Soviet hats. You know the one I'm talking about, right? She had these long-ass National Geographic titties. And the bikini is holding it up like a suspension bridge. No towel, no towel. She had steam coming off of her shoulders, smoking a cigarette like a retired mermaid. This is the most badass woman I've ever fucking seen, right? She's walking around the docks, and she looks at me, right? And I'm sitting there freezing my ass off, and she looks right at me. I'll never forget this. She says, not bad, Snoop Dogg. So now I'm famous, and I love this place.